Hello and welcome to On the Mic, David Freeman.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Good to see you.
It's been a long time, mate.
It's been a long time since we rock and rolled, my friend.
And we have rock and roll.
Oh, he's got a lot of dirt on me, this kid. Mate, what an incredible life you've had growing up in the racing industry, getting a feel for the money with Dad doing the bookmaking, and then years later getting out of school and opening your nightclub in King's Cross, the back room, which is where we met.
Yep, yeah. You were there plenty of times.
Hanging out there with all sorts of celebrities, Lara Bingle, Justin Bieber.
Just a few.
And then you've
Mike Goldman.
Of course. And then starting this multi-gazillion-dollar coconut water company.
In the making for that, hopefully.
In the making.
In the making.
Which obviously, leads me to my first question. What's Justin Bieber like?
You know what? He's actually a really nice person. I got to have a good chat with him when we were there in the back room, and it was pretty full on. Which is his life, but it was like we're crammed down the back of the back room in this little corner with people just trying to get to him. And it was me and him having a chat, and we were just...
You were trying to get to him as well. Don't lie.
Well, I got to
You're
him.
a massive Bieber fan. You're a believer.
I am a believer, actually.
You were getting autographs.
I am a believer. And when he came back out here, we actually got the chance to give him some Coco Espresso, and he loved it and drank it constantly on stage, and
a little bit of
drink it
promo
around his on his tour. So
because I worked with him, I think it was the same year. Is that the year where he did the Sunrise appearance?
It was, yeah.
And they had to cancel it because they asked me to come down.
Too many people.
And do crowd control on the water. And when you go to a rock concert and they have that second barrier.
Yep.
Because kids go crazy and they end up crushing the ones at the front.
There's a couple of barriers outside.
Yeah, but they didn't have that down on the water there at Circular Quays. So I'm up on stage and I'm watching these kids being pulled out one by one. And this was only a couple of years after someone died at the Limp Bizkit concert on the Gold Coast.
Oh, sad.
And so everyone's gone, I don't know if we can do this, because Justin Bieber wasn't even there yet.
Yeah.
He wasn't there for another 2 hours, and kids were fainting and getting taken away in ambulances.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
So I said, listen, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to work here if you're going to let Justin Bieber show up, and kids are going to get crushed, and it's going to be really, really bad for you guys. So they cancelled it, and I stupidly said something on the microphone about, we might have to cancel it. Yeah. I had about 1,000 hate messages from little kids on my Facebook. You took Justin Bieber away from me.
It's unbelievable,
how could you
right?
do that?
It's just like, I mean, he's an icon.
And then he played on Sunrise too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So well, that's pretty cool that you got him to drink your H2 Coco, and Lara Bingle as well. Like, she was drinking it all over the world, and
she was. Look, she was a fantastic part of the story, the development of H2 Coco. We brought her on. She was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
We brought her on to represent the brand. She lived and breathed what the brand was about.
Yeah.
We were about real people.
What?
About
Hangover Cure.
I
was watching that. You were
the ambassador.
Show. Yeah. That Being Lara show that she did. Did you make an appearance on that?
I didn't. No. We did. We filmed some stuff for H2 Coco, but I didn't.
Right. Yeah, because I saw because I was just doing a bit of research and Googling you and stalking you online, and I actually just typed in David Freeman. H2 Coco, and Lara Bingle was one of the first things that came up, and she's doing this reality TV series, and she was in New Zealand, and on New Zealand television they had to talk about the launch of this coconut water that she's a spokesmodel for, and the first thing they do is put up a half-naked photo of her that Brendan Favola, an Australian football player, had taken of her in the back room. She's like,
tall poppy syndrome, right, of the media that try to cut it down. We went to New Zealand, we launched the brand with her there. And it was really well perceived, and it went really well. We're still to date, we're #1 brand represented in New Zealand and for coconut water, and she done a fantastic job. Like I said, she was a beach babe. She had everything going for her in terms of what the values of H2 Coco were, and they represented that at the time. And we needed a way to educate people on what coconut water was at that time. No one knew what it was. It didn't exist.
No one did. Like if you're in Thailand, you might have it in an actual coconut, and you think that's the only way I can have it. But it's evolved, and it's in cans and it's in cartons. Yeah. And I've got to say, I'm thinking about wrapping the interview up now because, you run a coconut water company. You didn't even bring any freaking coconut water.
Well, I did actually.
You got some.
I brought you one.
One. Dude, we've got a crew of thousands here.
I mean...
I told them that we've finally got an interview with someone who owns a company that might bring us some free shit.
All right. I may have bought a little more.
Oh, now I feel silly. Hello! Frankie, there you go, mate. It's just for you. Oh.
Yeah.
What else you got?
We got some...
look at this.
Coco Espresso.
Super green with Superfoods. Oh, yeah. So you've got stuff that's all
One of our newest ranges.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Oh, well, as I'm holding it and looking like we're doing an infomercial on the morning show, it's over to you, Maura. Let's talk about how the hell you got into doing this. I mean, you're a partying nightclub entrepreneur who's doing a great job, and then King's Cross all turned to shit. So you thought, what am I going to do now?
Yeah,
how did you all of a sudden end up having a coconut water company?
So it's been a long journey. It's been one of those journeys for it's been 10 years in the making actually, and the story all started in a Bikram yoga class in New York City. So I was just on holidays in New York, and I just finished my first and only ever Bikram yoga class, and the teacher gave me a fresh coconut, an actual, in a real coconut.
The Bikram yoga, that's the one that you do in a hot room.
It's like yoga in a sauna.
Sauna, yeah.
Yeah, or a steam room or something like that, like hot yoga. And the teacher gave me a fresh coconut, and he said to me, these are the benefits of it: hydration, it's got electrolytes, blah, blah, blah. And I tried it at the time and I loved the taste. And he said a couple of little words to me. He said, but you just can't open it. It's so hard to open. And I was like, it was that light bulb moment that was just like, imagine how good this would be if it was in a ready to drink packaging, that you could just crack it open, drink it, feel your hydration after you've just dehydrated yourself from Bikram yoga or anything, any sports. And so I walked out into New York, and I started to see, check the stores. Is there coconut water in a package there? Getting on Google and just researching everything I could. And I had no idea about the beverage industry. Yeah. I mean, in fact, I sold alcoholic beverages in my bars, but this is a completely different kettle of fish. And so I did my research, and I saw one brand in packaged coconut water, and today it's the biggest brand in the world, called Vita Coco, and a fantastic job those guys have done. And it was inspiring to see that this didn't exist in the Australian market. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a crack. So I went back and did probably 3-4 months worth of research and Google and finding where coconuts come from and how to source them and all this sorts of stuff. And I put together a business plan. I borrowed $200,000 from my auntie at the time. She'd just been through a divorce, unfortunately, and that was the best thing that came from
H2
it.
Coco started with divorce money. Who's your auntie?
She's a lovely lady, Jane, and she's still involved in the business today. So,
Auntie Jane. Yeah. I've got an Auntie Jane. That's
well,
awesome.
if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't be here.
That's amazing that she helped you out. Isn't it great when family help you out like that?
Yeah, no, it is. It's it was something that I had this idea, and I was just determined to make it happen. And I didn't have enough money myself to do it. I had some money myself to put into it, but hers was the big chunk of it. And
so what did you do with that $200,000?
So it was a loan. So it wasn't a gift, it was a loan. And I went traveling with my research and my business plan.
I need $200,000, Auntie Jane.
Not on a holiday.
I'm gonna go on holidays. just gonna do some research on some coconut water. Gonna be drinking a lot of it, probably
I
with
may
vodka.
have been sitting on a beach trying the
Pina
coconuts.
coladas. Auntie Jane, trust me.
Don't tell her that. Oh no, this is
that's
live.
a lot of trust. I'm pretty sure that my parents wouldn't be giving me any money to go traveling the world.
No, look, I went traveling in source of the right coconut manufacturer, and I went to Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brazil, 4 different countries, and I visited probably 4 or 5 different factories and manufacturers and suppliers and crops within each country. And one of the things that I discovered, and one of the things I was mainly looking for, was that right manufacturer in terms of cleanliness, hygiene, capabilities, taste, everything. I wanted to. This was my first visit to an Asian country to understand this, and I didn't want to be manufacturing in some Asian sweatshop with kids and all this sort of stuff. I was really wanted to make sure.
And that happens. But so where was the best in the world?
So I landed up in Philippines, and we produced from a factory in the south of Philippines, and it just had really good taste, really good cleanliness. It had only BRC certification. So just to give you a bit of a background, and this is to date, this has been one of my main values is quality control and assurance. And we ended up with a factory, all of these different factories that I'd visited. Basically, every factory had what they call HACCP and ISO 2200, which are, to me these days, they're factory certifications that you can pretty much get off the back of a milk carton. It's like every factory's got it in every country. But not every factory in every country has this one called BRC certification. And they are like a really, really detailed audit. That's what, if you're looking to produce a product or something like that, a quality in a factory, go for the BRC. So to date now, we manufacture from 5 different manufacturers, and every one of them has BRC certification on top of that HACCP and ISO 2200.
Yeah, cool. So that was in the Philippines?
That was in the Philippines, and I remember the date.
So that's where it all comes from?
No, actually, to date now we manufacture from Thailand and Philippines.
Okay.
And majority of our production comes from Thailand. So probably about 85% of it is Thai. And
you speak any Thai?
No, I don't.
So
unfortunately. Of course, yeah, the hellos and goodbyes and stuff like that. But
Day and yen.
I am waiting for that time that when, you know, I'm sitting in the boardrooms with the Thai manufacturers, or I'm down in the factory with the workers and they're talking Thai, and are they talking about me? And I just sit there and I respond.
You know the best thing
Thanks very much.
You just learn this, because if you got one of your mates there when you're doing one of those deals, just point to your friend and go, "Katoy." and all the Thai people laugh. You know what that means?
Yeah. No, I don't know what that
lady
means.
Boy.
Oh, lady boy, yeah.
And
I don't think I want to use that language in the factory.
Your friend sits there like, what's going on? And then all the Thai people are like,
laughing.
No, lady boy, you cannot say that.
I mean, it's amazing their sense of humor about all
cool.
of that.
It's such beautiful people.
They're such beautiful people. But everyone in the Philippines and Thai, they've just been so lovely to work with, and I've learned so much about their cultures and you know, and the way that they live, even the way that, you know, the way that they work, and it's been an amazing journey.
Are you helping out some of the villages? I was reading something in the paper the other day where you're helping farming communities in Thailand. Yeah,
look, we've done a couple of things like that. So back in 2011, end of 2011, actually, we had just got ranged in Coles and Boost Juice. They were our sort of biggest customers, and it was sort of our first break.
Yeah.
We launched this was the end of 2011. And I don't know if you remember, there was an unfortunate tragedy. There was a massive typhoon that hit the Philippines. It was the biggest typhoon to ever hit the Philippines. And at that time, it wiped out a massive area of the Philippines, unfortunately. And condolences to those families. But it was really sad. And at that time, I jumped on a plane and went over there and teamed up with the Red Cross and did some giving back to the Philippines campaign here. And we launched it all throughout all my bars and everything like that. And I had celebrities holding signs and all sorts of different stuff to donate. And a donation of a part of our sales for a period of time all went to the Red Cross. And
that's great.
I got the opportunity to jump in a helicopter and fly over the what would you call it? The zone that was affected. Devastation, yeah. And it was really devastating. And you know, I wanted to help that. And moving from that day forward, I always said that, you know, we want to work with factories that are involved in the agricultural replanting of coconut trees and giving back to the local communities, because I think it's a really important thing. You know, I understand.
And nothing can beat that feeling, you know, when you're actually helping people get back on their feet and you've given back, and so many other businesses that probably relied on that area probably just went, oh, you know what, okay, well, so we can't use them anymore, let's have a look at Thailand. But you got on a plane, went over there and got your hands dirty and helped out. So good on you, man. That's amazing.
It was I mean, again, it was a big lesson for me. And you know, we still produce with them and they're great, but at that time the lesson that I did learn from that was, you know, you do need to have multiple sources. And that's where we did, we changed to another factory as well. Oh, didn't change, sorry. We added another factory in the Philippines and expanded our source, just so, you know, that put us into a really bad position. We just got ranged in Coles. We just got ranged in Boost Juice, and we were going to be out of stock for 3 or 4 months. And at the time I didn't have much money in the business and didn't have huge sales, and it was a massive setback for us not to be able to supply these major retailers that have just given us that break.
Do they pay you straight away? I hear all these rumors about these big retailers that make you wait for a year till you get paid. And then they go, okay, you're broke, and then they buy your company. Did you ever have suffer that?
I think that's a bit extravagant.
Without mentioning any names? That never happened to you?
No, look, no, not at all. No, they're not like that. And your terms with these guys are really how you set it, and they're pretty consistent on their terms.
Have you always just been up and up and up for you guys, or have there been any moments where you've gone, oh shit, like then when you didn't have enough coconuts?
Yep.
What are we going to do? You know, did you ever panic and think, shit, could this be the end?
Yeah, look, there's definitely been moments in the business where I've been like, oh no, what's going on? What do we do here? And probably one of the biggest things is a factor that I still live by. It's called growing broke. It's a chapter in a book called Winning by Jack Welch, which is an amazing book, and it teaches the elements of and the dangers of growing broke. And sometimes you can over-index into what you're trying to do and have the sales there and everything's going good, but can you afford the sustainability of it internally, and can you support it internally? And sometimes it's not all about just trying to reach out to every single opportunity, but you know, pulling in the reins and focusing
You
on
can get
certain
too
things.
big too quick. Is that what growing
That's what growing broke
means?
is. Yeah, getting
right.
too big too quick and not being able to manage it. You know, like I said, I didn't have a financial support of all this. I didn't have deep bank accounts, you know, like the Red Barons and those sorts of brands. And
Did you find, you know, from your background, you know, you had a racing family, you had a nightclub in the Cross, because I found it surprising to think that you needed to borrow money off your auntie.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of people thinking, he's loaded, you know, he could just do it all himself, he started a coconut water company. I think that's a great story that I'm glad we're getting out there about you, because I wouldn't have thought that. See, a lot of people like to presume that just because you've got this background that you're doing all right already.
Yeah, I suppose assumptions are man's worst friend, you know, like it's one of those things that my father passed away when I was 5 years old, you know, so yeah, he was in the racing industry and he was a bookmaker, and you know, it was a life that I had for 5 years. But does that write your path in your future when you're a 5-year-old kid? You know, it's and it's been a great legacy of mine, and you know, I love him to death. But it's one of those things that I had to develop my own future, and I went out on my own and did these sorts of things, and you know, we weren't left with a lot. I still don't.
Did you have a father figure in your life when you lost your dad all those years ago? Who sort of took over the reins to be your guiding light? Auntie Jane?
Yeah, look, Auntie Jane was great.
Yeah.
A father figure I never really had. No, there's friends of my father that were there and stuff like that, definitely. But you know, I never really, and probably one of my biggest regrets in business growing up is I never took on that mentor role. I never had a proper mentor through business, and I regret that. I do now. The last couple of years now, I've seen the value in how good a mentor can be and really help you, and having someone to talk to, an important part of anyone that wants to start a business.
Do you think that going it alone feeling that you've had for most of your life has been an asset to you, and you've used that as an advantage?
Look, I think has it been an asset to me? No, not really.
You didn't have a mentor,
yes,
like you were just saying. You know, you've sort of been.
A lot of my stuff is
self-driven.
done on my gut instinct.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big believer in your gut instinct, and obviously doing your research and understanding like what you've got to achieve and what you're trying to achieve. You know, like for instance, you know, I went out there on a limb. Coconut water didn't exist in the Australian market or New Zealand market. No one. We launched on the shelf in 2010, and this was before the actual health trend. You know, everyone was still drinking sugar. Everyone didn't care what preservatives they're having. There was all these, you know, no one was really getting involved in health trend. That really kicked in maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Sugar's fucked, isn't it?
It's not the best, yeah.
Refined sugar. It's horrible. I mean, some of the stuff I've been reading about it, I mean, I'm no doctor or nutritionist or food scientist or anything like that, but like it feeds cancer
it's a horrible thing
saying, and
if you can avoid it as much as you can.
Like my dear old dad a year and a half ago was told he only had months to live, and he was a sugar fiend, and he went off sugar. Year and a half later, he's still here.
Look, don't get me wrong, every now and again you got to treat yourself a little, right?
Absolutely.
But there's better ways of doing it.
There's better ways of doing it, and as he reaches into the esky,
you know?
what's this flavor?
That's the vodka to put into it later on.
That's awesome.
You know, for instance, like this is the chocolate flavored coconut water.
What did I just drink? This is amazing.
You drank a coffee flavored.
Coffee flavored coconut water. This is something I've always been fascinated about with coconut water, because I'm a huge fan. When I don't see this one, because it's my favorite, I'll just buy whatever's available, and some of them taste like absolute dog shit. Like there's stuff in the can. It just tastes like rusty water. And someone, another guy I met who had his own coconut water company years ago, said it's got something to do with using young coconuts, and only with a certain amount of time you actually crack them and
it's a really good question, and it's actually what we're about to reveal with everybody this year and our goal this year. So one of the most asked questions that I get is, why does every coconut water taste different? What is the difference between every coconut water? Why does this one have more sugar than that one? Why is some sweet, some sour, some taste like ass? You know, like and we want to reveal that to people. We want to give them this story. And 10 years ago, that was the question that I was asking when I went and visited every one of these factories. And this is probably one of the key things to the taste range that we have and our success is the quality of what we do. And I'm going to share that story with you and why. So if you are to source a coconut even within the same country that is at the top of a hill or the bottom of a hill or near a river mouth or inland, you know, it'll all taste different, even within that country. And the difference is actually the levels of the levels of sodium and pH levels in the soil to where it is. It's just like growing, you know, agriculture. And one of the things I did 10 years ago to answer that question was I did agricultural land testing of all the soils across Thailand and Philippines in the different areas at the farmers that we chose from. And one of the biggest things to understand as well is it may not just be at that time, but it's also throughout seasonality. So through wet and dry season, the soil levels will change, the pH levels, the sodium levels, this will all change. So what I did was I constructed a plan to where we actually harvest our coconuts from and have 100% traceability of our farmers and the source of our coconut. And that's just one part of it.
So if the soil's a little bit off, you say we're not going to buy those coconuts because it won't taste like
so we have
the soil from the other ones that we grow.
Yeah, we
so
have a certain measure.
Yeah,
I won't give you those details. That's our secret.
Hey,
but
secret.
I know where you're going with this. But look, it is. It's one of those things that there's a certain level that we want to achieve in the agricultural testing, but then not on top of that, it also comes down to coconut water has living enzymes in it. It's a really sensitive product. A lot of people don't know this, and you know you can't talk and say health claims through that. But and I'm not trying to there. But what I'm saying is that it's a really sensitive product, and so even from the time of harvest to when you transport it to your factory, your manufacturer, or your bottler, and you break it open, extract the water, put it through your UHT system. That the timing of that will affect the taste and quality as well.
You got to do it as quick as you can.
And then back to what the other person mentioned to you, the age. So whether it's a young and old and mature and in between, what is your exact ideal coconut that you're looking for? And I can honestly say today that there's a lot of brands of coconut water out there that I don't feel puts in that type of effort towards it.
Especially
and that's why you get the different
fresh
taste.
enzymes in it. Like you'd think that you've got to get the best one, otherwise you're going to get a crappy old one with crap enzymes.
Well, that's right. You know, you think about it. You harvest or you pick a coconut from the tree and it sits there in a holding cell for 30 days or however long that time is. It's going to change. It's going to go off. It's a fruit. It's a living fruit.
Yeah. Like I was talking to Lola Berry the other day. You know Lola?
Yeah, of course.
She writes books on health and eating the right foods, and you can catch her in one of the earlier episodes of On the Mic. And she was talking about the advantages of getting fresh fruit and vegetables, but eating them like pretty much as soon as they've been
straight away,
been plucked.
Look, I think that that's obviously ideal. Fresh anything straight away is like that. But
so you're capturing it in a way in one of these things, so that
the issue with that is the convenience side of things. Who has the time to be able to pick their fruit and vegetables every day and eat them instantly and have it go off? And that's what we're trying to help people with. That everyone wants to get healthier using all these different things, but we're just trying to make our products that have got real ingredients in it. There's nothing hidden. You know, it's and it's all about convenience. Providing you something like a fruit and vegetable blend like these ones that have got convenience for you, so you don't have to mix everything together. And you know, making sure that we really understand what's in our ingredients. Less is more.
I don't know if this is true. It might just be a weird rumor out there, but have you heard that coconut water is related very close to plasma in our blood? And in World War II on the battlefield, they actually used coconut water when they ran out of blood.
Yeah, no, they did.
Have you heard that?
I've read lots of books about it doing that. Yeah, I've never done it myself. I think it would be a good
do
experiment.
It now. Bring us the needles.
You know what? I would probably do that as an experiment.
Going to shoot up some coconut water with chlorophyll, watermelon, wild berries, and beetroot.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels good.
How good do you feel?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it'd be easier to drink it, but of course. I mean,
probably do that 20 years into the future.
No, they did. Like, I think it was back in like World War II or something like that. They infused coconuts into people's blood to replace liquids from when they're losing blood, to replace the liquid or dehydration. It's all a hydration thing, really.
That's crazy.
It's amazing, isn't it? Like
medic. Get some coconuts.
Yeah, totally right. It's like I mean, back in World War II, we went around, so maybe they can just crack open an HD Coco. But I don't encourage anyone to try that. No. Let me do it first. I'll do it one day.
Oh, that's cool, man. So this is great. So tell us what these products are that you've got, because you've gone from just coconut water to, or chlorophyll and kale, and watermelon, wild berries, beetroot? Is that because the coconut water was going great? You're getting Coles and all these massive stores all over Australia and soon to be all over the world. And you thought, well, let's just start doing some other stuff.
Look, it's like
what makes you decide to grow the business in that way?
Look, we wanted to empower people's lives to become healthier. We want to give people the opportunity to become healthier really easily. And yes, we do. And have some too. And like if we can provide convenience health for people in a better for you beverage, then that's what we want to try to do. And we've had a different target market for each one of our products. And it's about really understanding what your target market is for each product or each brand out there. And
it's how he gets paid.
Yeah. That you're getting paid well, by the way.
With health drink.
It's about developing a range of products that can be specific to people's requirements to be able to become healthier. And it's about also providing convenience. Yeah. For this, people, not everyone has chlorophyll, kale, watermelon, wild berries, beetroot. What the fuck is
chlorophyll anyway?
So chlorophyll is a really good nutrient for your body. It's a green nutrient. It will help with fatigue. It'll help with without again putting all the health claims into this because we're governed by laws and stuff like that. Chlorophyll is a really good nutrient, a green nutrient that can help your body.
Isn't it something that's in plants that helps get sunlight into the plants to turn it into energy or help them grow or something like that? Yeah,
totally. So and you're thinking if that's what it does for a plant, that's what it'll help with your body too.
Okay. All the other stuff that you've got in here, superfoods. Like, is superfood just something that's just created like a new fad, or is
it a word? I mean,
what is a superfood?
Yeah, look, a superfood, I suppose, is something that's going to give you an enhanced nutrition or something that's going to give a benefit to your body. Yeah, it's probably a pretty flimsy word that gets thrown out there a lot to people as a but I really do believe that a lot of fruits and vegetables that are out there now are superfoods that we haven't been aware of, and we're becoming more aware of these things as we find out the health benefits of what they can do. But we didn't know that all these there was all these different benefits of these fruits and berries out there now, and we're becoming more educated. I
was talking about Lola before. Lola was saying something about blueberries they go past the blood-brain barrier, and there's so much crazy shit about food that we're all learning, and people are becoming more savvy to this kind of stuff now, which is great because you hear so many horrible stories of food scientists that aren't nutritionists that are telling people, what they should eat. And it's this crap that will just sit on the shelf for a year because scientists made it rather than an actual nutritionist.
Yeah.
And people are getting off sugar like we were saying, and figuring out why we need potassium and why we should be trying, chlorophyll and why we should be eating things that aren't made from a concentrate. Like what's the difference?
Well, as you go through your busy life, and everybody has a busy life. Let's face it. Real people have busy lives everywhere. In everything that they do, and if you're draining your potassium or you're draining different levels of your body, and you're draining yourself in your constant busy life. So becoming more aware of the different fruits, like you said, berries and things like that you can put into your life to replace these nutrients in your body and replace the electrolytes in your body if you're dehydrated and all that, is what we're trying to do in instances like this. We're trying to provide people that convenient solution to it.
That's good, man. Yeah. So you mentioned before a couple of, you pulled out a few quotes from different books. You're a big reader?
Yeah, I am, yeah. So I set myself a goal to read a book a month.
What are you reading now?
Self-development. At the moment, I'm reading The Master Key System. So actually, that book, I can only read one chapter a week, and then I got to practice it. So
The Master Key System.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you practicing this week? Doing random interviews on the internet?
Yeah, exactly. Random last-minute interviews on the internet. It's
that one.
No, it's I'm actually also just finished reading a really fantastic book called 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel from who started PayPal, and that book is about developing a product. When developing a product, and I mean in this case he developed a finance platform, but his strategy of 0 to 1 can be implemented in anything. And it's about, if you're going to develop a product or you're going to launch a business or something like that, launch something if you're going to launch it into a market that already exists, you're launching yourself at zero and you're trying to chase that number one position.
Yeah.
If you're launching something that is a new category or something new that's innovative, that's a disruptor, you're launching at one and the competition starts at zero trying to get to your number one position.
Right, okay.
It's a pretty simple strategy, but and it's not to say that you don't launch product or launch a brand or launch something in a saturated market. It's about, if you're going to do it, launch something that's different. Understand what your monopoly is.
Yeah.
Understand what your different point is, and more so, understand who you're actually targeting when launching that. I've seen so many businesses and brands and stuff like that launch over the years of my now almost 10 years experience in this. You know, launch a brand and say this product is so good, it's for everybody. But in fact, it's not. Because we're all different.
Yeah.
We're all different types of people.
Yeah.
You know,
people want to know why it's good for them. And
people want to know
and they want to
why.
go, oh, that's me. I'm not just everybody.
People, and a lot of people, you know, they focus on what they do and how they do it and stuff like that. But they forget the why they do it. You know, obviously, I'm not sure if you've seen the Simon Sinek starts with why.
Yeah, I met Simon Sinek. He's a dude,
amazing.
isn't he?
Oh, he's a dude.
The thing he does on millennials.
Yeah.
Actually, let's show that now. Simon Sinek, he does this little video on millennials in the workplace. Take a look. I'm sure he won't mind us playing it.
Yeah.
So you take this group of people and they graduate school and they get a job and they're thrust into the real world, and in an instant they find out they're not special, their moms can't get them a promotion, that you get nothing for coming in last, and by the way, you can't just have it because you want it.
Yeah, Simon Sinek, there he is on millennials, but this guy, all about finding your why. So what was your why when you were starting the coconut company?
Yeah, look, I wanted to empower people's lives to become healthier. You know, give them a convenient offering of health. And I'm not saying like, this is going to change your life. I'm saying, here's an easy step to help you get a healthier life. And, you know, my vision from day one in this business, from 10 years ago, 10 years ago when I said it, has not changed. Although the business has now evolved into multiple different brands and ranges, my vision from day one was a healthier fridge and pantry in every household. And that has never changed.
Yeah, wow.
My mission statement, it changed in 2 words. I removed the word coconut water because we now have moved into other things outside of just coconut water.
Okay.
So empowering people's healthy lives.
It's still drinks though.
It's still beverages.
Beverages.
Yep. You look at, we're healthy beverages. We're a healthy beverage business.
We don't say beverage enough in Australia. Aussies say, have a drink. What's
skewy.
this drink? But in America, it's beverage. Would you like a beverage?
Yeah.
Yes, I would like a beverage. Thank you.
Well, have a skewy of coconut water then.
A beverage. Yeah, cool, man. Well, so you thought of, because this is going so well, what's next on your hit list? Are you going to stick with this forever? Or, I mean, you've done so many things in your career and your life.
I do. Look, I believe that we've got a lot more to grow with the beverage industry and the healthy beverage industry. And, you know, we just launched a watermelon water brand called H2 Melon.
Where's the watermelon? Because I hate watermelon.
Yep,
I want to see if I like it. And this is an honest opinion, an honest reaction. Because, like, I think they get watermelon flavors so wrong.
Yeah. Lucky ours is not flavoring.
Everything from watermelon lollies, watermelon chewing gum. Yeah. He's just making sure it's cold. Because it's got to be cold. And I did hear Carl Sandland's doing an ad on the radio about this. I hope you got your money back. It was promoting this about saying, yeah, if the seeds are in your bum and the fertilizer are in your ass, well, grow some watermelons in there. And Jackie O's like, oh, shit.
You know what we said to Carl? We said, like, Carl, you go and speak the truth about what you think about watermelon and go out there and do something and talk about it. And that's what we're about, like real people having real opinions on what it is.
It's actually quite good. I was.
Were you surprised?
Yes, I'm surprised for 2 reasons. One is it's good, and 2 is I thought I had to fake it if it was shit.
Yeah,
but it's actually
I'm glad
good.
you didn't need to. So, I mean, watermelon's one of those things that it's.
Oh, I got a pip. No, I'm just only kidding.
We put that through the filtration. They're only on the packaging. But look, watermelon's one of those things that's been in your life forever. You know, it's a happy drink. It's been part of your life. You've been eating a watermelon as a kid, or there's been watermelon lollies, like you said, or watermelon everything. But it's never been available as a drink, ready to drink. And how many people do you see carrying their big watermelon down to the beach? You know, like it's just something you can't do. Well, now you can.
Frankie, try this. It actually tastes like a real watermelon.
Honest opinion, Frankie. We're all about honesty and transparency here.
Come in here to the camera. Say, what do you think?
good. I already know it's good. I drink this stuff already.
Yeah, he does.
You could freeze that and make it in icy poles.
So actually, funny you bring that up. We just launched a campaign
What?
that's going right now with Gelatissimo. So we've done an H2 Melon
They're
berry.
freezing this?
They've got a melon berry ice cream in Gelatissimo worldwide. They're in a couple of countries at the moment.
What?
And you can buy the H2 Melon gelato from Gelatissimo at the moment. So it's on special.
How many flavours of this stuff have you got? How many
Coconut
products
water,
now?
we've got a range of 21 products now. We've got a whole new brand as well launching in April this year, which is stepping outside of watermelon and stepping outside of coconut as well, but still focused on healthy beverage. But yeah, at the moment, 21 SKUs. And, you know, each one of our ranges has really been targeted towards a different demographics of people. You know, like we've gone into...
Because I'm a kind of
kids.
person that loves potassium and lycopene.
Yeah.
What's lycopene?
So lycopene
it's
is...
a carotenoid, apparently. I heard it's a phytonutrient, which is an awesome antioxidant. Is that right?
You heard right, yeah. Look, again, it's one of those antioxidants. You know, it's also found in tomatoes. It's the thing that really makes it go red as well. But it's one of those things that...
That'd be good with gin.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Did we bring any gin?
What's the best one to drink with alcohol? I should have asked that first.
You should have. I would definitely say the watermelon to date has probably been, but you know, an espresso martini with the Coco espresso has also been pretty favourable across the years.
Okay.
We used to have in backroom. We used to have a whole coconut bar, and we had the fresh coconuts. And when we'd run out of coconuts, we're pouring H2 Coco into it, and people would.
What's the best coconut cocktail there is? Give it to us right now.
Best
Come on, you're a
coconut
bartender.
cocktail.
You know how to make one.
Actually, I've never been a bartender. I couldn't pour a drink to save my life.
What?
But, yeah.
Are you serious?
I was good. I was good at drinking them.
Yeah, no, you were always running the back
I was
room,
running
the bar.
around. Yeah. Look, it's the best cocktail that we used to serve there was a cocktail called H2 Cool, which was made of coconut water, cucumber, a little dash of lime, and vodka. So that was probably very simple ingredients.
And what do you do? Do you shake it, stir it?
Shake it, stir
Blender?
it, slip it. You don't even need to blend it. No. Just a piece of cucumber. As we just add that bit of freshness to it as well. It was really cool. Yeah, H2 Cool.
There you go. Even if you don't watch the whole interview, you now know how to make a cocktail. Thanks to David Freeman.
Yeah. Hopefully it tastes good for you.
That's so cool, man. Well, thank you so much for bringing in all this amazing coconut water and talking about it and telling us all the ingredients you got into your new ones. Is there anything that we haven't talked about? Anything that I've forgotten? Anything that we've left off that you wanted to tell us about your incredible empire?
Yeah, look, it's I suppose I could talk about the journey a little bit that it's been on, and hopefully I can give some people some advice in their business as well along the way.
Yeah, so if you're a young kid watching this right now and you're thinking, you know, one day I'd like to be an entrepreneur like this guy over here, then maybe you want to give them a few tips. How do you start out? Maybe a couple of books to read.
Yeah, look, I definitely think self-education, self-development is an amazing thing. Like, you know, I mentioned getting yourself a mentor is also a good way to help and ask, and don't be shy to reach out to people, and I'm happy to...
Do you have a mentor now?
I do have, yeah, I've got two different mentors.
That big bearded guy from the radio?
Carl, I'm not sure how good of a mentor he is, but look, to be honest, he's an amazing person. He really is, on and off air. He's just hilarious, and I've said this many times before, you know, there's so many people that dislike his approach, and there's so many people that love his approach, and at the end of the day, the people that dislike his approach can't stop watching him. Yeah. So he's got to be doing something right, you know, like
He put me on my highest rating primetime TV show.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Because he didn't show up and I got to fill in for him. For a while there,
I was waiting for that catch.
I was filling in for him on Big Brother, because remember when Carla Jackie O hosted Big Brother, and he had a few problems with migraines or something like that, and I'm like, cool. People thought I was putting something in his food whenever he's on set, but no. And then he couldn't do the radio show over Christmas time or something like that, so I got to fill in for him there. But he's always been great to me, and you know, he's a shock jock, and he has a lot of fun, and he says things like watermelon seeds up your ass in an ad, and
he says what people are thinking, right?
They can't stop listening to him, and he's still the most successful, you know, radio announcer in this country, alongside Alan Jones.
Yeah, totally.
And it's great to see
and
them
Jackie
on
O,
Kiss
of
FM
course.
and
Obviously,
doing
they
so
complement each other.
Well, Jackie O's really the brains behind the business.
Yeah,
isn't she?
totally.
I mean,
she's the humble one.
It's all Jackie O as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
but love them both. That's cool. And so your mentors, you were saying?
Yeah, look, I've got two mentors that I definitely run things by and talk to and stuff like that. And They are in two separate industries, and they're great people and great friends. And like I said, like catch up with them, run them past ideas. Don't be shy to tell them the truth as well. I think people sometimes go throughout business and get caught up in their own ways and don't realize what the truth is that's happening, or don't realize what's going on. You know, you can get so caught into something that you don't understand it, or that you may not be getting it, but you don't understand why it's not working or what's happening. Getting someone's opinion is always a better way.
And who are they? Are they people that you worked with before? Or friends?
No, they're not actually. So I'd probably say two mentors that I'd look up to is one's called Toby Brown. He's from a company called Pharmacare, and he's just an amazing, I think he's in his 60s, man, doesn't have a mobile phone, is just like one of the most inspiring people. The empire that he's built. Yeah, just the empire that he's built has just been amazing. And you know what I like best about it is, you know, he has similar values to myself, I think, in terms of being humble and, you know, and just really wanting to help people. And I think that's a great thing.
And how do you ask? I've never really had a mentor other than my dad, but how do you ask someone to be your mentor? Because it would be a quite confronting question to someone that's never heard it before. Like, what does that mean? Yeah,
look, I think it's, look, maybe it may not even be using those words, but maybe just going and have a conversation with them at first.
Do you mind if I can talk to you every now and again?
Yeah, you've had an experience. Can I ask you a couple of questions on it? And you know, to date now, like I probably, I get people hitting me up all the time on LinkedIn or Facebook. Hey, I want to do this. Can I run this idea past you? And I'll always give my honest opinion with it, and always give my time to try to help, because you know, if I had the help when I was starting my business, I feel like I'd be so much further ahead. I didn't have that. I didn't reach out to anyone. I was self-centered and caught up in my own thing. And it was like, no, you know, you got to come learn and reach out to other people too.
Auntie Jane did help you. We can't forget Auntie Jane.
Don't forget Auntie Jane.
Thanks, Auntie Jane.
Yeah, thanks, Auntie Jane.
You're beautiful. Do you send her like a pallet of coconut water every month?
Yeah, she's got unlimited supply, of course. Yeah.
Does that happen? Do you have like family members like, hey dude, come on.
Yeah.
Where's my delivery?
You know,
you just have like a list of people that have to get it for free every month.
You know,
because that's what Red Bull do. Red Bull is just forking it out everywhere and getting it on TV.
You look at like the likes of like Red Bull, Chobani, those guys. You know, their whole marketing thing. They're leaders in their category. Their marketing is about getting it into people's hands and trying it. And you know, we're taking that approach as well. No one knows what this is going to taste like. Everyone's like, coffee and coconut water, these guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah,
but then you try it.
If you didn't have the watermelon thing here today, like there's no way I would buy that normally, but now I would definitely go and buy it.
Oh, thank you.
That's good. And this is not a paid advertisement.
Yeah.
It's because we wanted to get to know this guy and how he became a success and have a chat, because he's an awesome dude.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah, cool, man. That's great. Well, I reckon we've done everything. We've covered it all.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for leaving us there, Ski.
No problems. You guys enjoy it.
What else did we get? Oh, what's this one?
I'm sorry I didn't rock up like Oprah and give out, you know, a free card to everyone.
Coconut water for everyone!
Yeah, exactly.
David Freeman, thank you so much for being on the mic.
Thanks,
and congratulations on your incredible company, and good luck with everything for the future.
Thanks very
much. If people want to follow your exploits and everything that you're doing, where can they find you?
Yeah, look, we've got a website, h2coconut.com. Is probably the best there. There's our blog site and things like that as well. It's probably the best place to go to.
What about your Insta? Yeah. What about your Twitter?
Yeah, obviously Instagram. You can find all those on there. We've got Instagram at H2Coco. Yeah. And we've got H2 Melon, which is H2 Melon Water.
Yeah. Love the story. Very inspiring.
Thank you
think
very
you'll
much.
Take it out on the road and be an inspiring motivational speaker kind of guy?
I'm actually speaking at an FMCG summit in Melbourne this Friday.
Fantastic.
So I started getting asked to do a few things, and I'm speaking at a MyRed summit in Queensland. Which is a tech and food conference in April as well. So awesome. A couple of little things here and there. Look, it's a busy time. I love sharing the story and experience and what we do. And like I said, I want to help people and share the experiences and challenges that we've had. People want to hear challenges. Not everyone wants to hear about, how good I've done this or what it is. It's not about that. Yeah. That doesn't help you.
Yeah, you've had some challenges, that's for sure.
We've had lots of ups and downs. One of the, another main advice that I'd love to share is, understanding your financials. That growing broke thing was a really bad turning point for our business a couple of years ago, and understanding that, so getting into the details of it, getting yourself a good finance manager or accountant or bookkeeper, whatever size you're at, and trust them, believe in them, and listen to what they say, and be on top of that constantly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good point. Something you should all do. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. David Freeman.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the mic. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Mike Goldman Live. And more episodes to come. Watch them all. Like them. Share them.
Exactly.
We love it. I'm going to drink some coconut water.